I first got to know Eddie George by his talent and heroics on the football field. He literally carried the Titans to the Super Bowl in 2000, but it is his journey beyond professional sports that has captured my interest and imagination even more than his achievements on the gridiron. It should not be forgotten, however, that Eddie George won the Heisman Trophy in 1995, had his number 27 jersey retired from Ohio State, was drafted in the first round and the 14th overall pick of the 1996 NFL Draft, the NFL AP Offensive Rookie of the Year in 1996, and a four-time Pro Bowl selection in 1997, 1998, 1999, and 2000. Additionally, he is only the second NFL running back to rush for 10,000 yards while never missing a start, joining legendary Jim Brown. Only Walter Payton has started more consecutive games than George's 128. After his professional football career, Eddie George confronted and answered the question who he is as an individual. He entered another public phase of his life by representing our city and state in a myriad of ways and by earning a master's in business administration from the Kellogg School of Management at Northwestern University. He also learned about acting and has starred in productions locally as well as on Broadway in the hit musical Chicago. It is Eddie's personal journey that motivated me to ask him to speak this evening. He has been able to admit to life's challenges while finding ways to seek help and to express vulnerability, lessons all of us can benefit from. At the same time, he has modeled our aspirations at MBA by developing who he is personally. Please welcome MBA's new friend and one of Nashville's best examples of a good man to know and to admire, Mr. Eddie George.
Good evening. Yes, what a beautiful evening tonight. I think it's my energy that brought all this nice cool breeze coming through. It's a little muggy, but I can deal with it. I would like to thank Headmaster Brad Gioia for allowing me to speak to you tonight. It's truly an honor and a privilege on this special occasion. I would like to take a moment, though, to recognize the parents tonight, because I know the hard work, the dedication, the sacrifice, the funds, the prayers that you put on your children, your sons, to be here tonight. So just give yourselves a round of applause, why don't you? I personally witnessed my mother, who worked several jobs to put me through Fort Union Military Academy. And Fort Union Military Academy is somewhat similar to MBA, not quite as nice. It's in the middle of Virginia, literally, between Charlottesville and Richmond, Virginia. And she put her dreams on hold to put me through school, to put me in a better position to realize my potential. I grew up in Philadelphia. That's where I'm from, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. And she recognized I had a lot of talent, a lot of potential, but I lacked focus. I wasn't disciplined. Quite frankly, I was just a bum in the classroom. I held a 1.5 GPA and was proud of it. Yeah. She saw that I was a lazy athlete. I was starting to become a product of my environment. Had low self-esteem, but I didn't have a vision beyond the football field. So after going to Fort Union for 3 years, it gave me the structure, the culture, it gave me an opportunity to realize my potential as a well-rounded human being through body, mind, and spirit. I went to Fort Union as a 15-year-old boy, and I left an 18-year-old man with a chest full of ambition, and yes, I did leave with a 3.5 GPA and a scholarship to the Ohio State University. I'm also a father of 2 sons, one who is here with me tonight, Eric. My oldest is Gioia. Gioia lived in Maryland with his mother, and he attended DeMatha Catholic High School, and it's somewhat similar to what MBA has here, producing young men, scholars, and athletes, and gentlemen. And I'm proud to say that I am a proud father. He is in the honor roll, so I know what a place like this can produce and how it can set you up for the rest of your life. So you guys really should be applauded for your efforts and all the hard work that you put forward thus far. Living here in Nashville for 20 years, I'm very familiar with MBA. I don't know it intimately, but I just around town, I see it on the periphery of the gentlemen that I've met over the years that have come through this great institution, great men of honor, of character, very smart. And I just know you guys are going to be very, very successful. To the graduating class of 2017. Well, we're here, boys. We made it. Yes, give yourselves a round of applause, man. Yeah. I know you probably had marked off all the days on your calendar, one by one, but you probably have it on your iPhones, right? They don't have the paper ones. And I know that you're probably feeling right now, as I had that same feeling when I sat in that very seat. Extreme joy, happiness, relief, excitement, nervousness, anxiety about what's going to happen next. You're at a place called the crossroads. The crossroads, a place where roads intersect, a point where a vital decision must be made, a main center of activity, the transition point. It was December 2004, on a cool, crisp Friday afternoon at the Dallas Cowboy facility in Irving, Texas. I was in my 9th year. I just left the Tennessee Titans to join Bill Parcells and the lowly Dallas Cowboys. At that particular time, our record was 5-8. We had no chance of making the playoffs. And on this day in practice, it was highly competitive, very physical. You could just sense guys were trying to save their jobs for the next season. And I just remember standing in the huddle at goal line practice, and Tony Romo is telling me the play, and I'm zoning out. And I'm thinking about my journey, about how I got to this point. I started off going from Philadelphia to Fort Union Military Academy, not trusting the process, didn't know what Fort Union was. Went through Fort Union, that whole process. Ended my senior year, I didn't have any scholarship offers. Came back for a postgraduate year to get a scholarship to Ohio State, overcame that. Go to Ohio State, wanting to play my freshman year, had a great freshman start, only to fumble twice 2 weeks later, never to see the field again for 2 years, to win the Heisman my senior year, to get drafted in the first round, Rookie of the Year, 4-time Pro Bowler, All-Pro, face of a franchise, and all these commercials. I was the man, I made it. And I'm thinking to myself, how did I end up here? I am now the goal line scout team running back. And for those of you who don't know what the scout team running back is, basically, he's a dummy for the starting unit. Accomplished all these great things. And now I was subjected to this. He breaks the huddle, go to the line of scrimmage. I don't know what the play is. Oh my God, what am I gonna do? Okay, I'm a 9-year vet. I got this under control. I figured that, okay, if he opens up right, I'll go right. If he opens up left, I'll go left. Very simple. I'm a savvy vet. So he makes the play, call the huddle, I go down. He opens up right, I go right. He continues to turn. Bill Parcells yells out, "George, get the hell off my football field. You're screwing up my drill." You laugh, but that was the end of my career. If I got kicked off a scout team, it was over. And it was. I was at another crossroad in my life. It came a lot sooner than I thought, and it hurt a lot deeper than I thought. See, I had this vision of retiring on my own terms. You know, at the Titans practice facility, at a podium much like this one, a very beautiful one with wood. with my teammates in the audience, tearing up a little bit, cameras popping. I take a dramatic pause, gather myself and continue on with my speech. But no, it didn't end that way. It ended with me sitting at my kitchen table with my flip phone waiting for my agent to call for another opportunity. And that's when I realized I was looking life square in the eyes. See, the athlete dies twice. He dies twice. I spent my entire childhood and young adult life building up this identity, this football player, this Heisman Trophy winner, this all-pro character, only to lay that to rest at the age of 31. I was newly married. I had that little knucklehead in the hopper. He was on his way, and I fell into a great deal of depression. I didn't know what was next. It felt like I was in a washing machine. I was asking myself questions like, what's next? What am I going to do? What can fill the void that the game left? Who am I? Those are the main questions that I had to ask myself. I had to find out the true identity of myself. So I sought out counseling. And it really got me to the point where I had to say, okay, this is the process. It's going to take work, courage, persistence, and patience. So over the last 12 years, I've redefined my life by my 3 E's. That's through my education, entertainment, and entrepreneurship. Through education, you mentioned I got my MBA at the Kellogg School of Management in 2009. I also got my bachelor's from The Ohio State University, landscape architecture degree in entertainment. I'm acted around the country as well as in town, in both theater, film, and television. And it's kind of how I found my second act, entrepreneurship. I started the Edge Group landscape architecture firm here in town 13 years ago, and I just recently developed the Edward George Wealth Management Group. And you know, you probably say, well, he's doing a lot with his life. Well, yes, I can do all these things. I have all these talents because I had to dig deep for who I really am. And it's just evolving each step of the way. So, how I live my life is defined by 4 pillars: the spiritual pillar, mental pillar, social pillar, and physical. The mental pillar. When you start on life's journey, or your personal journey, your purpose, you have a dream or goal in mind, you may think it's going to be a linear process where you go step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4. Oh, I achieved my goal. Now step 5. No, it doesn't happen that way. The moment you graduate, the moment you walk out these gates, you're going to step foot on that ground and you're going to see your goal this way. Yeah, this is the way I want to go. Only life is probably going to take you back behind this building and then around the track and then far away from the goal that you set forth out there for yourself, but you don't see it. Life is cylindrical. You start off at point A, then you might go to point F, to C, to D, back to A again, only to realize that dream is taking you through a process to prepare you for all that it entails. So it's very important that you keep your goal in your mind's eye at all times. And if all else fails, focus on your craft. What are you reading on a daily basis? What are you filling your mind up on a daily basis? When you cannot see your goal, when you feel like you're a million miles away from it, what are you doing to keep you mentally focused on that goal? What a man thinketh he is. Religious leader David O. McKay says, "The greatest battles of life are fought out daily in the silent chambers of the soul." Gentlemen, when you feel like you're going through something, and you will, reach out. Talk to somebody. As men, we're told to be strong, don't cry. Hold your head up, Don't let the enemy see you sweat. That's all true. But when you are down and out, you have to reach out, seek out help. There's more power in admitting that I need help than there is holding it in, because it can destroy you. And I've seen it done to great men in my lifetime. The physical pillar. When people look at me, they still think I can play a few downs of football. And that's not accurate. These knees, this head, shoulders, not going to happen. I like to say I try to stay physically fit to keep my wife interested in me still. At the age of 43, going on 44, you got to try to keep that little bit of a six-pack in line. I'm trying to keep a four-pack right now. But there's one thing that I've learned that I've held true in the philosophy of my training, and that's to be comfortable in the uncomfortable. Be comfortable in the uncomfortable. Learn to embrace that, because that's where the riches are. As you move forward in life, make sure you're getting your sleep, work out every day, 45 minutes, because how you are under the pressures of stress and working out is how you want to be under the pressures of real life. You cannot compartmentalize your behavior. So seek those moments when you're tired and you want to give up and the lactic acid is burning and you just want to give in to that. Go a little bit deeper. And the same thing holds true in life. When things don't go your way, doors are shutting on you, you don't have an answer for something, continue to push forward, push through that and push forward through that. The social pillar. Proverbs 27:17 says, iron sharpens iron. Friends sharpen the minds of each other. Just take a moment right now, just to look to your left and right. These guys, right here, right now, this bond that you've created, this will last you a lifetime. This is your network. These guys are going to stretch you, challenge you, educate you, support you. You're only as powerful as your network. And as you move on to the next level in college and your professional lives, build meaningful relationships. Look to create a win-win outcomes for everyone. It doesn't matter what profession you're in, whether it's an actor, an entrepreneur, athlete, doesn't matter. For me, at this point in my life, it's my marriage. It's very important that my home be stable. That's my social network, because if my wife is unhappy, trust me, that house is not happy. And gentlemen, when you decide to get married, hopefully what you will, learn the word yes to everything. It gets you away with everything, trust me. And last but not least, the spiritual pillar. A French philosopher said, we are not human beings having a spiritual experience, but we are spiritual beings having a human experience. When I look back on my life and all the valleys and peaks that I've experienced, no scholarship offers to winning the Heisman, a 1.5 GPA to going to getting my MBA from the Kellogg School of Management, starting a wealth management business, starting a landscape architecture firm, going from the football field to Broadway singing and dancing, you better believe there's a God. There's no doubt about that. But looking back on my life, I realized in those valleys, the Spirit supported me. Even when I wasn't as faithful to my faith, even when I wasn't praying or I was going out, I was doing things that was going against my life purpose, I was still sustained by that. So I strongly advise you, men, to have a spiritual well to tap into and develop that spiritual muscle, because I tell you what, life is going to happen. It's a matter of if you can maintain through it, have the social support behind it, and the spiritual muscle to see it through. So enjoy God's beauty, whether it's prayer, whether it's yoga, whatever that may be, however that looks for you, have that spiritual muscle intact. And with those 4 pillars in direct alignment, you will live a life that is efficient, impactful, and you can get through any storm with that. So, in a few moments, you'll be well on your way to your next journey. The chapter of this story is done. The beat of this scene is over. You're passing through the crossroads to what awaits you. Now, each of your journeys will be uniquely different, designed specifically for you. And I know you will make us proud. So through your journey, learn to stop and smell the roses. Find the blessings in your setbacks. And create memories with the ones that you love. And finally, I had the opportunity to play William Shakespeare's Julius Caesar. And before he dies at the Senate, he says, "A coward dies many times before their deaths. The valiant never taste of death but once. Of all the wonders that I yet have heard, it seems to me most strange that men should fear, seeing that death, a necessary end, will come when it will come." Godspeed, gentlemen. Thank you.